Good morning. Happy Sunday from Berlin. This series of videos has been getting a really impressive amount of hate speech and cruel personal attacks and really eviscerating comments. And I've been thinking about how, at the best of times, mankind is a species that still has some growing to do. And I was also thinking how times of fear, stress, and anxiety, much as we want to bring them to bring out the best in us, and sometimes they do bring out the best in us, also often bring out the worst in us. And I've been having ample opportunities to think about how horrible behavior is usually prompted by fear and ignorance, and a hunger for social acceptance, a terror of there not being enough resources, a terror of there not being enough love, and often just not knowing any better. So I've been thinking about all that, and I was wondering, well, this is not just something that they do. All of us have the seeds of horrible behavior and hateful acts inside us. All of us. Even I. While I was really enjoying feeling morally superior to the people who have been attacking me, I realized, oh, wait a minute. Just last week, you totally made that stereotype about men. And then I was like, ooh. So then I came here for my huge weekly treat. I buy a loaf of bread, and I have breakfast next to my pets, the swans. Here's some of the swans. Yay. And these swans are beautiful, but they're also assholes. They're really horrible to each other when it comes to food, and often in an unprovoked way. They see, if they're hungry, that's the thing. They see the food, they get excited, and then they will go out of their way to bite each other, even unprovokedly. And then when the alpha swan comes along, making his wings big, he is even more awful to everybody, even though he's bigger than everyone and everyone is very deferential to him anyway. He is not an example of a benevolent leader. He leads by bullying. And I'm just thinking, what can we do every day as individuals, recognizing that the seeds of this swan-like behavior are in all of us? What can we do to notice when we're about to water these seeds and pause before we water the seeds? Can we find in our body that feeling that tells us, oh, I'm about to be bad, I'm about to be naughty, I'm about to act like an asshole? There's a kind of fast foody deliciousness to it that kind of heralds it. You're like, oh, I'm about to do something I know I shouldn't, and it's gonna be so delicious. Can you identify that in your own self, in your own body, the next time you're about to snap at someone or bitch at someone or say something hateful and horrible? Can you recognize the moment before the words come out of your mouth or the moment the words come out of your computer? Can you practice recognizing what you feel before that happens? And then when you feel that, be like, that. I'm going to take a moment right now to pause. And if you just do that and practice doing that, that will help the world a lot. Because in these uncertain times, by which I mean in every time that has ever existed since the dawn of the universe, we don't need to water those seeds. We don't need it. The people around us don't need it. The swans don't need it. What can you do instead to water the seeds of beauty and growth? Think about it and enjoy your breakfast.